Hey, I'm Corey. I'm on the solutions consulting team at Outreach. And what I'm going to show you today is the best kept secret to Outreach, which is how it helps pre-sales teams do their job and how I use it and how my teammates use it every day. So the first thing that we look at, honestly, is a lot of same overlap with sellers because my job on a new logo perspective team is to help bring in new customers. So I'm managing a lot of opportunities in the same way. And luckily, I have Outreach to sort of dig into those and make sure that I'm doing the right things that my SC leadership wants me to do, as well as just not bugging my sellers every time I want an update on an opportunity. So this is a view that I have saved. So I'll look at opportunities that I'm assigned to and I get certain pieces of information. Our leadership team wants us to update a field called SC notes, which is kind of like the SC's take on what's going on in the deal. Because a lot of times that might be a little different than the sellers. And it also just adds a flavor of sort of, I guess, technical components to the deal that might be otherwise missed, aside from like next steps and what's going on, who's involved. Also anything that could be at risk for a deal from an SC's point of view. So I go through and I inline edit these opportunity notes. I look at what my sellers are also putting in. So I have that saved as a field. And then I go in and look at, okay, well, when was the last meeting? When's the next meeting? Is my seller reaching out to these folks? How engaged are they? Because also the last thing I want to do is if I'm working a high value opportunity is bug my seller about what's going on because I'm guaranteeing our CEO, our VP of sales, and their managers also doing the same thing. So I try to be as kind as I can be in that regard. So if I'm trying to figure out what's going on in a deal or updating a deal, I live in this view, and then I'll also dive into a particular deal, which gives me more insight that I can then get more answers to. So things like, what was the last email that was sent? Do I need to be replying on top of an email with my seller if I need to be including anything, as well as when the last meeting was? Because a lot of times, depending on the meeting, I have to manage some of that follow-up, or I have to prep for an upcoming call that maybe I wasn't on the previous one. So I look at a call that a seller had ran, and I'll come into our AI component here to get a lay of the land of what was discussed on that call. I'll also ask questions like, what were the next steps? Or if my AEs gave me really good notes, which they always do, I'll also ask what was promised by way of like, what is the customer or prospect excited about seeing for the next call? So I'll go through and make sure that I have those dialed in. And then that's a lot of like prepping for the actual conversations that are upcoming. But also what I have to do is I work on the new logo side, and sometimes I'll be meeting with the customer for the first time, but it might not be that customer or prospect's first time engaging with us. So I'll jump into the actual account view, which is separate than the opportunity view, because it's going to take into account like everything that's ever happened with that account. So everything that our SDR team has done, if they've had previous opportunities with us, I look at those because that's going to give me a good understanding of how to add value immediately and come into that conversation as like a trusted advisor, because I work with 7 sellers, but I don't have nearly as much time as a seller to prep for these meetings. And I want to go into my prep calls with my AEs with information. So I usually start here and then I can dive in and say, okay, I'm going to ask our AI assist, like what were the key takeaways from the last meeting? It's going to link me in there or link me to previous conversations. And then I basically just take down those notes and make sure I show up as best as I can to these calls. So I'd say those are the biggest ways that I myself as an SC and other SCs use the platform. And I think it's highly, highly valuable.